Good morning. Yes, I'm coming live in the morning from London, Ontario on a live stream. Well, I'll be heading my way home today of around 11 o'clock. So, by doing so, I'll be happy to get on my way, soon. Yeah, at least getting back to Hamilton, one thing. Wow, anyway, wow, what a good stay. I had a big old house up here. Whew. Yeah, beautiful old home. A lot of history behind it. Yeah, yeah, a lot of history. Yeah, I noticed those lamps there. Some had something like a crown in them there. Those old lamps have crown in them somehow. Anyways, boy. Yeah, so this is a really beautiful home. Huh? With a lot of nice looking stuff and everything else. You know what? You know what I think when I see such beautiful property like this? Well, I think of one thing. You know what that is? Oh, I just think about it too in a way. It's such a beautiful house. Damn. Too bad I don't own it, no. But what I did is I actually in my hero made sure it really well taken care of because of the beauty and the antique authenticity to it and historical historical significance in this. So I thought maybe I would do that too. Too bad that it's a nice house. I don't own it, but I imagine the property taxes in the city of London would be something ferocious. Being that I pay tax on old age pension already, so at least you know that some people put yeah, into it too. Funny, when you're on ODSP, for example, you don't pay taxes, but when you're on old age pension, then you gotta pay tax on the old age, and that taken off every check you ever receive. The tax. What's that? So you get at your head a little bit in old age. I seem to have a bit of a mid income on it. I know one thing I know of old age, I have mid income on it. So that makes it even better for me because it's mid income, not low income. Well, yeah, about mid income. That means, you know, so it means I can afford those things extra now, which I couldn't do when I was older P. But here's the downside of Canada Pension Plan. The downside is they say things. Free dental insurance through the federal provincial government. Free dental insurance through the Canadian government. Oh yeah, free. Uh, nope. They sort of say that to get you to sign up for it, but here's the story here. Well, it's not free. Only they will pay if you there's a dental like oldest P pay this much. The feds pay that much. And you gotta pay the rest. Come to drugs, oldest P pay this, old age only pay this. Old that, old that, old age that. Yep, that's true. So when you get on old age, you gotta think here about two things. One, you gotta make sure you have money to pay for medication because they're only gonna pay half of it. So you gotta survive. And it's not easy me trying to survive sometime when I need medication. I gotta wait till I get the next old age check so I can get the medication. If I or the Ontario Gain check from the provincial government to I can get the next medication. Well, it's hard. It's pretty difficult being on old age. So I gotta think up my head here, you know, what is more important. Well, this month I spent a lot of this month I went hard you Airbnb sometimes is. Well, you pay one part now and pay the next part before. We're always gonna get it done before either. near the end of last month. You get it done near end of last get done. For example, if I do it in September, I pay it. I try to get it done in June. So I what I do is I pay it up in the beginning of June. But when it comes to end, I got my ticket in place, everything in place. And you know what I do next? Then I get here and able to go right here without having to worry about a payment. Which that's good thing I like about Airbnb is you can do it that way. But some now are getting different ways of doing it. Like you gotta pay the full, don't pay nothing. You won't pay nothing, but you pay the full amount prior to that. So what does that mean? Oh, it doesn't mean much. It means one thing is that puts it in a way that too harder for me to do that way. I would do it, but just because of the but it's harder. So for one, I would never do it that way. Number two, rather it pay part now, pay part later. Is how I would do it. Now I'm thinking about should I could get a nice cottage behind there. I could say Emma's at Christmas, or I might say, or here, this is not a bad house. I would love to stay here at Christmas, but it's a bit expensive after a week. So, um, well, I probably won't do that whatsoever. So good. That's I know I stick with people. This one is good. This Airbnb, I have very good service from the owners. Owner very polite, Mr. Anthony, the owner of this property, really nice, very nice, handsome, beautiful man. I can tell you that. Well, I'm married, unfortunately, but you know what? He has an Airbnb here, and he went to downstairs. Had it when it told me when he bought the place. Hmm, that he had like empty. He ran the downstairs to Airbnb. The upstairs had a tenant in it, of course. And what happened was he was trying to, and he tried to, and that tenant moved out of here. But and then he was trying to rent it, and had nobody wanting it. Nobody wanted to rent it. And then what happened after that? He turned around and did a big renovation on the place, and the owner renovated, not a bad renovation job, but it's sort of hmm, whatever. That job done, and when it done, what happened next? But this house got old baseboard receptacles in it. I couldn't believe it, but it did. So you plug into, I heard people plugged in one of these old baseboard, and they probably all the old light fixtures, be all right. They probably knob and tube here somewhere in this too. So I'm gonna do here is one thing. You know what that is? Oh, one thing I have to do is get my rest of my stuff packed. I got on the road today, home. Yes, on the way home. Well, anyway, so this is the last live stream we're doing from here, but I thought maybe mention, hey, when you go on Airbnb, you should find this listing on Airbnb website. I highly recommend you to take it. You know, he get a lot of people, a lot of visitors come to his house. Highly recommend you to take this listing and go out and you go to London. Beautiful listing, nice house, got a good deep bathtub. A lot of history, a lot of this house full, a lot of history. And it sort of have history and historical nature, but not designate on the Ontario Heritage Commission. But if it was, it would have the information. But amazing how he got this place too in this house. Well, there's an elderly old man here, about 98 years old, lived in a house, and it was for many years. And then what happened was that he lived in a downstairs half and rented the upstairs. And what happened was he passed away. He passed away, you know, in the house in the first floor area. And what happened after that was this: many things happened, house was empty. His brother lived in Los Angeles and was trying to manage the rental business out there. It was really hard to do because the lot, and he didn't want to go in. It was complicated for him to do it. So apartment. So what happened was, you know, the owner here took guy owned now. He went through and able negotiated in there, and he able the owner brother, he turned around and managed to sell the house to the person who owns it now, and the person owner now, you know, it sold it through a real estate agent in Los Angeles. So Mark did is Mark turned around, got the deed, and paid for it, And what happened? Mark went and turned around, and he said, "I want to take it off your hands." How much? He went to an agent here in London, and the agent talked to other agent down in California, Los Angeles, and he got it for a good deal because the house cost him too much money. He was paying taxes on both two properties and can't afford to pay tax on both. So he bought it up here. He bought it and purchased it basically that way. That's how he got out. When he got it, it had a downstairs empty. House was empty. There was no furniture in it, and it was vacant possession when he got it. And apparently, you got a pretty low price just because the family wanted to get rid of him. And the family, his brother and the family lived in Los Angeles, so it was really difficult to do. He told me this. The owner tells you. But when he got a place, well, the downstairs apartment was an Airbnb, and the downstairs apartment was where he lived in. It was empty. It had furniture in it. He a lot of it so old he just got new furniture. They just said it didn't have furniture in it. So he turned, and the upstairs unit was still rented by a tenant up here. So what happened was this: he turned around and he furnished it and turned the first floor into an Airbnb, which was great, was an Airbnb on the first floor. Yeah, that was pretty good. Then what happened later on there, uh, what happened too is that apparently for a while, then the upstairs came empty up here. He tried to rent it. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted it for a price he asked. So he turned around and just said, well, then somebody took a downstairs one for cash money. Somebody took a downstairs apartment and he was running an Airbnb, but then somebody wanted to rent it off him full time, month by month. So what happened is he actually leased the apartment on first floor to that take the upper apartment empty, kept that as an Airbnb. So, and I said he must make a lot of money out of this. He said he on Airbnb told me, if I'm renting this, I'm losing money on every time. It cost me more. It cost me not a lot. It cost me money to just to have the apartment, to rent it, and I not don't get the same income off of apartment rents, but I get an income from Airbnb. I get something like yeah. See, he make 5 times more money Airbnb than he makes just renting a unit. I couldn't believe that. That's true. Plus the listing fee, so it covers the listing fee on it. and it covers the site. You know what? He then this way he furnishes it, cleans it, had a beautiful Airbnb out of it. Now that's pretty good for profit wise, you know. Yeah, like I said that, you know, if I ever think of buying an old house like this in the future, I would get one pop up to me and they wanted to sleep on the seat for like $20 for a big for an old Victorian home. You know, I would be you know what I'd be doing? I'd be going to owner and snatching up very quickly and then turn that and you know, or I find a tax lien Hamilton on a Victorian house. I would go in and find it they didn't want much. I was going up for auction. I would move in and I'll snatch it up quick on the quick. And then sit back, relax, and enjoy the cash some money here. And then sit back, move in the bottom half of it, live in one floor or yeah, I would probably do I'd take a back house staff quarter. Any big I can have an area house staff stay in and the owner in the front half. Well, I take that front half, turn the back house half into an Airbnb. Heh, that would be interesting. Wow. So I'm gonna say thank you for listening to this morning live stream. 'Cause I got packing to do and stuff, and I gotta get going. So I say thank you for listening, and you have a wonderful and productive day.